about Paul here at church and our church family. First, I'd like to read, "Praise be to God, the Father, our Lord Jesus Christ, and the Father of compassion and the God of comfort, who comforts us all in our troubles, so that we can comfort those in any trouble with the comfort we ourselves have received from God." And first, I'd like to read a poem to you, and then I'd like to talk about Paul. The jeweler created a beautiful piece fashioned with exquisite care, a work that reflected the wealth of compassion, a joyful will, and a generous spirit. Though it was made of wax with divine inspiration, the work was soon finished, and casting of plaster was made, then carefully placed in one end as a receptor of crucible filled with the other. With searing heat and spiral dance, the wax soon disappeared. But what was left was a ring of gold, which once the plaster had been chipped away. The finishing touch, a stone pure light reflecting the soul of the artist, was set by the jeweler, placed on his finger to wear for eternity. First time I met Paul. Well, to tell you the truth, I can't remember not knowing him. It seems to me that he was always there, part of my home here at the Corps. As far as I can remember, Paul was always a very strong and virile young man, and he had many facets to his life, like the stone. Paul's life was very, very faceted, as you have all said already. I may not remember how long I've known Paul, but I can look back and always remember he and Eric were in Sunday school, Bible study, and church. Paul was not afraid to let others know that he was a Christian. To my knowledge, he never wore it on his sleeve or really preached others about what religion should be and could be. Paul showed it in his actions. We may not have agreed with others' opinions, but he was always respectful of other ideas. If he needed to, he prayed for them. Paul was here when my family came home from the Corps after our summers off. He shared what had happened while we were away, welcoming information, never gossiping. You may not have known what kind of a Christian Paul was by the way he asked questions in Sunday school. Always wanting to see and looking for different insights and perspectives. And other facets of Paul's life were the love that he had for people and animals, which have already been mentioned here. His love was open, kind, and unconditional. Paul loved his family and his friends and his little dog, Chewy. Oh, how he loved precious little Chewy. It was the cutest. It was so cute to see this great big man with this little tiny 8-pound dog. And I thought I loved my dog, but no, he really loved his dog. That great big man, it was enchanting to see him with that dog. Another facet was his electronics and knowledge of electronics. He loved the computer. I didn't even have the app on my phone yet for the Bible, and he used his iPad all the time in Sunday school, and he showed me how to do it, and I now have Bible on my phone. And if it wasn't for Paul, it wouldn't have been there. I'll share only a few more of his facets that made him our Paul. Paul really liked his job, which has been mentioned as well. He wanted to share the really fun stuff in his life that was going on at work. He also would let us know when there were interesting things going on at Cranbrook. Once he let us know that the bats were coming. Big bats. He said, no, you have to go and see them. It's very educational for my grandchildren, and they're really cool. But we went, and it was fascinating and very educational, and I really did enjoy it. That's just a short list of Paul's faceted life, a work that reflected a wealth of compassion, a joyful goodwill, and a generous spirit. I am proud to know you, Paul, and call you friend. Paul will be missed by myself and many others that loved him, all of you as well. Thank you.